Good morning, everyone! Welcome to a new Super 69 EV film. My name is Tom, and today I wanted to talk to you about my latest obsession. Because, it's getting out of hand. There's only one thing on my mind lately, and that has been small electric campers. It's a small electric camper van, which I think is the best solution to our camping needs at the moment. It all started when I saw the Wanderer. It's based on a Peugeot Rifter. It's really tiny, but because they made really good usage of the space and did a lot of very clever stuff, you can even fit 4 persons in such a tiny camper van. It's beautifully made, it's stunning to look at, it's just wow, very cool, but also very tiny. And it got me thinking. We have a small caravan, which was on purpose, because of course you can buy a large caravan and take everything you own with you while you go camping, but that's not my or our idea of camping. So I thought to myself, could we do with a small camper van? And I thought, yes, we could. How small can it be? Well, doesn't need to be much bigger than the Rifter, but it needs to be a bit bigger than the Rifter. Before we bought our caravan, we thought about Volkswagen California. It's transporter based, or Mercedes VClass Marco Polo, which is based on the VClass, of course. And we thought long and hard about them, but we thought at that moment in time they were too expensive. Well, turns out that was actually a really good time to buy one, because the prices only went up. If we want to buy around the same thing we wanted to buy 3.5-4 years ago, we would now pay 10 grand more to get the same bus. So that's not really an option anymore. And we looked into Ford Westfalia Nugget. I don't like Fords. I own the Fiesta, and if I pay that kind of money, somewhere between 60 and 70 grand, I want something I'm happy with and I like to drive and I like to look at. And a Ford just isn't it for me. I'm sorry, just not for me. Same way I can't even consider a Ford Mustang Mach-E. I don't care how good it is. I love the looks from the outside, but when I step in it, it's just not for me. So that ship has sailed. But then just last week, when I was scrolling around looking at different options, I saw, of course, the Mercedes EQV by Tonke, but this is just way too expensive for us. If you want one with an average level of kit, you're looking at over 100 grand. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But then I saw the Bule E-vanster. And the idea behind it is you have a very small fan, like the bare minimum, but with a pop top. And you can add things if you need them. So you can add a module that contains a kitchen and contains a bed. And that got me thinking, because a California is beautiful. It's made beautifully, and if you have 150 horsepower engine, I think it's a good fan also, and it's good made. You should never buy the 200 plus horsepower engine. They're shit. They're terrible. But the 150 horsepower will run forever, and it's good enough. But then I started to look into the Vanster and e-vanster, because the Vanster is a bit cheaper, but in Holland we have BPM. So you get a van that is a bit cheaper with a diesel engine, but you pay a lot of road tax, you have to pay a lot of BPM, and there's still an engine in the front to go wrong. So the longer I thought about it, the more sense the e-vanster makes. And that's where it started to become an obsession, because for the past couple of days, every night I've been researching what we should get, how we should fit it, what we can do, and there's still another option. Just keep the caravan and buy another car to tow it with. We can buy it in spring or something and then just drive around with the caravan. But then again, if we have a van at the ready, at the front door, I'm pretty sure we can schedule a night away way more easily. And another positive thing for a van instead of a caravan is that if you want to go to, let's say for example, a mountaintop, you just drive there. You wouldn't do that with the caravan, because most of the times the roads are too narrow and you can't go there, and it's a bit of a hassle. My wife doesn't like driving on mountaintops with the caravan. We did the Gotthardpas this summer. I absolutely loved it. She absolutely hated it. So, but, and this is a pretty significant downside, a small van has its downsides. If you think that going camping in a small camper van is like hashtag van life on Instagram, living your best life while being unemployed and living off love and a song, yeah, that's just not true. Of course it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I'm
4 minuten vertraging.
Oh, have to brake. I'm sure that there will be nights that you think, oh man, caravan would have been so bad at this moment. And it's small, it's tiny, you have to make sacrifices. But I still think the sacrifices are worth it. My wife isn't exactly on the same page with me, but maybe she gets there, maybe not. In the meantime, I'll keep researching, and what I'm doing now is plotting what it will cost to fully kit it out and what it will bring. So we'll see, but that's what got me occupied. And I also tried to get to Munich for the IAA, but just wasn't meant to be. I was too busy, and yeah, there wasn't that much news that I thought, wow, I have to see that. Of course, the Vision Neue Klasse is really cool. The Volkswagen ID GTI concept is cool, but come on guys, 3 years in the future. That's just unacceptable. That thing should have been here already. The normal ID2, I mean. And the GTI shouldn't be off more than a year. So Volkswagen is I think still struggling. I got the idea that the new cars that are coming out, the improved ID4, ID5, ID3, they are better than they were, but they were atrocious. And if they're now just average, yeah, I don't think it's good enough to justify a VW price tag. That's just my opinion. Maybe if the ID7 is out, I'll change my mind. But ID7 GTX Pro Panamera wannabe thing was really cool though. Hat off. Tip of the hat to you, Volkswagen. That was cool. But yeah, on the other side, not that much stuff that interests me over at the IAA. New Tesla is out, of course. Model 3 Highland. Well, looks good. I still think buying a base one is the way to go. Really curious what they're going to do with the performance version. Could be an absolute weapon. But yeah, we'll have to see. So there's not much going on at the moment. Let me check the mileage on the i3. Been busy. 64,000 kilometers on it already. And I think I'll break 65.2 this week. So yeah, it just eats up the miles. I scratched one of my new wheels already, which annoyed me massively. What you gonna do? It's just part of the game. So, is buying a small electric camper van the best idea in the world or the worst? I am very much in the know that you can pummel down the Autobahn at 160 kilometers an hour, fill it up with diesel and be on your merry way again. I know that. I don't really care. So I am aware of that. I am aware that a range of around 200 kilometers at highway speeds isn't that big, but then again, roll another day. Who cares? So, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon again. Bye.